Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Summer Dreamathon 2022. Today is the last day. Alas, all good things must come to an end. I'm your host, Adrian VG, for the next few hours. And we're starting off today. We have Kariohki back with us, running Hanagumi Taisen Columns Cinderella Easy on the Sega Saturn.
Hello, everyone. I'm back, and I'm doing an actual speedrun. Hopefully it'll go fast. We'll see about how the puzzle RNG decides to treat us today. So let the opening kind of finish out here before we press into the start, because it's Gekite, you gotta let Gekite play. So Hanagumi Taisen Columns is a columns game. Columns being one of Sega's sort of puzzle games that they had. I think Columns 3 is one of the more popular ones. And versus Columns obviously means you're playing against other people. And this has a Sakura Wars skin on it, the very popular in Japan visual novel / adventure / strategy RPG game that ran on the Saturn and Dreamcast and PS2 back in the day. Please go play Sakura Wars. It's very good. So we'll be playing Cinderella mode. There are two different one-player modes in this game. The first one is Cinderella mode, where you go through basic versus CPU stages, and the other one is the story mode, where you pick a girl, go through the story, and it has the standard Sakura Wars pick an option sort of thing, and then you fight different battles within there. So we're going to be playing as best waifu because, of course, Sumire is best waifu, and I will count down for the timer to go ahead and start. So just let her. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Look.
The different characters all have different stats, like attack, defense, and I actually don't know what the third stat is. It might be how fast their gauge goes up or something. I don't know. Sumire's a pretty good all-rounder character, much like Sakura as well. And we're fighting against Maria first here. Maria is a kind of a rapid attacker. It's doing the same thing again, where it's giving me the double yellows and the red, and I don't want those right now. I don't want that one either. I'm gonna put that one right there. So, standard columns play here. You get these drops of gems that come down, and you need to clear them 3 in a row to clear the field and build up your gauge on the side. And unlike some other puzzle games, you can clear on the diagonal in this one. And making chains and combos and all those fancy things is the name of the game to build your gauge up faster and be able to attack your opponent. And every time the gauge goes up and hits the top there, it gives me an option to attack, defend, or store it. So I'm storing it until I get to level 3 to attack. With the stronger attack, it's gonna send a freaking lot of dice. It's coming. There it is. And of course Maria attacking at the exact same time. So as you can see, her dice have a very short countdown, and then when the countdown's over, they turn into gems. That was easy. My dice I send over have a pretty medium level countdown. And also I think the attack is the amount of blocks you send over, and how long they last before getting turned into gems. Oh no, it's Iris next. Get her out of the way. My least favorite character. Iris is a healer type, so a very defensive character, so you kind of gotta take her down quickly before she can just heal away all of your attacks. Make another chain. Here, I want to make 5. Just a 4. Here. Just a pretty low. So, chat, what's your favorite puzzle game? Tell me so that when I turn around and look, I will see wonderful responses to favorite puzzle games. I thought I was going to fill my meter up a little way. I'm actually kind of facing away from the screen right now, so I can't see what anybody's saying. Y'all could be talking smack about me right now and I wouldn't know it. So one of the important things is after you do an attack, you really want to have another attack ready to go or very soon after, so you can just keep piling them on your opponent over and over and over again. Iris is very rude and healed. But we're gonna get her soon. And obviously, there we go. Obviously, as the time goes on, the blocks are gonna start dropping faster and faster and faster. Mean Bean Machine, Puyo and Tetris, Pokemon Puzzle League. I think Pokemon Puzzle League is my favorite puzzle game out of everything. Also one that I've played for a very long time compared to, say, like this game, where I only started playing it relatively recently. I also don't know what I'm doing right now. I didn't start with a double, so I'm just kind of throwing stuff in the grinder here, trying to figure things out. That sounds like delicious combo from her. My idea for getting a blue combo there was my memory ain't as good as it used to be, so I tend to start setting up. I tend to start setting up chains and stuff like that, and then forgetting what I was doing. Like 3 pieces later, and just be like, what was I even planning at this point? And I think I just like pecked myself up there. That's fine. Koron's dice have very high numbers on them when she drops them over, so they take a long time to clear. That will be an issue because we barely won there, as our dice had like 1 turn left to go. Yeah, I'm horrible at Puyo. I can't count to 4. I can only count to 3. And in Puyo, it's very important that you're able to count to 4. As soon as I dropped that, I saw that was a problem. So Kana here is she's Sumere's rival in the Sakura Wars story. They don't get along very well. I mean, they do, but they don't. They're friends, but they fight, as friends do. She's a very strong attacker, so when her blocks come down, they're gonna be a lot of them. Just ruin that. It's fine. I wasn't planning to do anything. Okay, that helped out. Like I certainly wasn't planning anything on that spot there, but no. So Akana's healing is also horrible. So she can only, even at her max defense, she can only heal like 2 blocks or something silly like that. And she's gonna top out. Everyone's being really nice so far today. Shentok and I raced this a few months ago at a marathon, and we just had the worst luck possible between the both of us. So now we're on Sakura. Sakura is the main character of Sakura, of course. I mean, her name's in it and everything. And she's also another kind of all-rounder, much like Sukure is. I want to get a red there. Actually, this is... Change of plans. It's too far over to build on that green stuff than what I was thinking of doing. So I would like a red, please. I would like a red, please. Game? Thank you. Has some other stuff set up. She was going to attack there, even though she only had level 2. I was high enough up where she's like, I see an opportunity. Alright, I'm gonna risk it. Oh, perfect. Instant death. Alright, and that's it for the first few stages. All those first 5 stages there are in a random order every time, and the final 3 stages are in the same order. So now we're gonna battle those 3 girls. These 3 girls are the team that pilots the giant airship. They're like the support group. I want that here. That can go there. And this can go here. They have a sort of special attack pattern where they're the ones that have only in the 3 like primary colors. So their attacks are always going to be red, green, blue, no matter what. They are very easy to survive as long as you're not like completely topped off. We get to see it here. Yes, all the same colors. It's a little annoying when you don't get the right drops afterwards to really take advantage of it. I have to play a little bit weird here with my drops and stuff. I'm just gonna speed up, but there we go. Just. I'm going to attack. This should top them off. Almost. There. Yep, I have VHS tapes of the original OVA for Sakura Wars, and it's like based on the hit game series. It's like, what game series? I don't even know. I didn't get a lot of non-Nintendo magazines back then, so I don't know if there were any Sega magazines or something, you know, multi-platform magazines that advertise Sakura Wars. Like, this is the new hit thing in Japan right now. This series. That was not what I wanted to do, but it worked out. Oh, Ayane's already attacking. Probably because she saw how high up I was on the side. Her attack is very easy to get through as long as you're just not, dumb stacking. Just live. The first one's gonna clear something. I like barely lived that. Oh, she's gonna heal on me. Yeah, I'm just gonna get some clears off. We're just like rapid fire attacking at this point, trying to get her down. But she is very quickly clearing. Her level 1 attack is kind of annoying. It doesn't give enough blocks to really show that her attack comes all in columns. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, unless this had been working designs, I don't think this game would have been too popular, just because, you know, it's an anime visual novel strategy RPG, and back in the 90s, those really weren't a thing. They didn't become popular here until, like, I don't even know, the mid-2000s or so. The 5th game did come out in English, officially, 5 years after it released in Japan. And the reboot game also came out over here, which is an action RPG, which is a PS4 game. I have not finished that one yet. Sumare's in it, doing her best. There was also an early, I guess a relatively early example of a franchise, of a multi-franchise, a multimedia franchise rather, where you had the games, but the anime actually was canon, mostly. There was one TV series that was canon to the games. So they actually tied into each other and built off of each other. And additionally, there were also like live performances done by the voice actresses. So they would act as their characters on stage doing stage plays. Also, here's the old man. He's a dirty old man. His attacks are pretty dirty too, because they are all over the place when it comes to what blocks they're sending over. I don't know if this is clear now. We're gonna get a nice big stack, and we're gonna attack. And time. That was the smoothest run I have had in this game in a hot minute.
まあ、当然といえば当然ですけど、やはりシンデレラ役はこの私に決まりですわね。
So go ahead and watch the ending here.
スターはやはり主役がふさわしいですものね。ねえ、少尉？少尉ったら、もしかして緊張してらっしゃるの？少尉？心配なさらなくても、私が舞台の上ではしっかりリードいたしますから。12時になれば魔法は解けてしまいますけど、王子様、いえ、少尉、私、あなたがガラスの靴を持ってきてくださるのをお待ちしておりますわ。
So that was a pretty fat PB, actually, by like 30 seconds. I'll have to go back and retime it. But my PB beforehand was oh, actually more, a minute and a half, actually. My PB before was 18:37. I had to look. I was like, oh, 17:05. Oh, snap. I finished way early as well. I gave a 30-minute estimate because this game can very easily bamboozle you, even on the easy difficulty. I forgot to explain the plot of the Cinderella mode. Obviously, you're putting on the place, it's called Cinderella mode, you're putting on play Cinderella, and you're actually fighting the other girls so that you can be Cinderella and have the lead role in the play, with Ogami, the main guy in the series, being the prince. And the final stage, when you're fighting against the old man, he wants to be the prince, and that's why you have to fight against him, because you don't want to be with the old man as your prince. So as you go through the different stages, if I had the interstitial scenes in between each stage turned on, you would see what role everybody got through there with some funny text in between. So like, the first person you defeat is the tree, and the second one is like the street lamp or something, and then the next one is the I forget what the next one is. Like the evil mother or something, and those three girls end up being the evil sisters. So those sort of things. And if you lose, you actually see that you yourself end up in that role, and then you'd be like, no, I don't like this. So since we finished so ahead of time, I'll let the credits roll out here. This is actually the ending theme as well to the first Sakura Wars game that they reused for this. If you haven't played the Sakura Wars games, please go play them. They are very, very solid adventure games with strategy RPG elements in them. Very similar to Utawade Dumono or Digimon Survive, or those other ones where they kind of mash up the visual novel and strategy RPG gameplay. But this one's more evenly split, I think, between gameplay and story reading, also because you can also move around the map and interact with areas and the characters and raise your relationship with them, and that raises their stats. The first two games for sure are grid-based, and the first one has an English translation that was released like a year ago or so. Second one isn't translated yet. Third one isn't translated for the Dreamcast, and I forget if that one's grid-based or not, because I haven't played it yet. Same with the fourth one, also on Dreamcast. And the fifth one is on PS2 and Wii, and did get translated officially. It's very expensive now, unfortunately. That one kind of has a very similar battle system to Valkyria Chronicles, which actually people who worked on this game went on to do Valkyria Chronicles, so you can see a lot of shared kind of stuff between those two games, and like Valkyria Chronicles system being an evolution of Sakura Wars 5. So, highly recommend this series. Watch the OVAs for the anime. Don't watch the TV series. It's bad. You can if you want to, but I don't like it. But, listen to the music. All good music. I don't think you can find the stage plays anywhere, unfortunately. But, very highly recommended series that I very much enjoy. So, I do believe we have more anime up next with, Shentok running Magic Knight Rayearth. So please enjoy that run coming up. That's a game I also speedrun, and it's a very, very good example of another anime-based game, and one that had a long-fought history of trying to come out in English, and I'm sure Shentok will love to talk your ear off about that game's history and everything about it. So thanks again for having me yesterday and today. This marathon's been great, and stick around and watch all the rest of the runs for today.
Hey, congrats on that PB. Kari already did my job for me, so yes, next up is Magic Knight Rayearth by Shentok. Another Saturn game too. 2 Saturn games in a row. Stay tuned.